Hi. This message, Virgin Mary is appearing to Divina Madre group, which are a religious group from Brazil and Uruguay, and she's appearing, and Jesus is appearing. And one of the messages that she gave early this year, March, at the end of March of 2019, that she said Fatima, the third secret of Fatima, it's about to happen. It's about to become a reality soon, very soon. Now their language is always like that. They say soon. How soon? Is it going to be a year, 2 years? Who knows? I'm going to put the actual footage where Virgin Mary is talking. I mean, the person who's saying Virgin Mary, he's repeating Virgin Mary word by word. And this apparition for me, it's even stronger than Medjugorje. Medjugorje, Yugoslavia. I followed, I like it, but this one, with those apparitions, they're giving more details, more some insights. So I find it very useful. So Virgin Mary said the third secret is about to happen. In Akita, Japan, they said something, Virgin Mary said something similar. She talked about the third secret of Fatima. With Divina Madre, again, she said about maybe I think a year ago that World War III is about to start. It's still avoidable, but it's about to start, and basically, kind of, she's talking about the atomic bombs and some nuclear bombs, new type of bombs. Many times they're saying that some sort of a punishment it's going to come from God. Then they rephrase it that the punishment itself it's going to come from the humans itself. So exactly what's going to happen, I don't know. And this apparition, she said, an angel of God going to come down, and we're going to see a lot of signs, many signs. Are they going to do that? It will not surprise me if they do it. It doesn't surprise me at all. Do humanity deserve a punishment? Yes and no. That was my argument. By the way, I have seen Jesus myself in person, literally, just like you guys are seeing me. That's how I saw Jesus. That was in 1976. I was a little boy. And much later in my life, I spoke with Jesus face to face, except that at that time in 2005, I did not know that was Jesus. It was just a random person I was talking to, and later they said, heaven, with signs, they affirmed that was Jesus himself. Anyway, I do not want to go into those kind of details because the understanding part is extremely complicated. One other thing, I'm not really happy about sharing this. They were showing me signs, and I was not understanding. I was not. I was not understanding the sign. It took me 8 years or so to understand it, and the sign was a garbage truck, and I wasn't getting it. I wasn't understanding. I wasn't even knowing that it was about the garbage truck. Anyway, I don't want to go into the interpretation of that. Just read between read between the line, and this is from heaven. And you cannot mess with that. I can guarantee you one thing: you cannot mess with heaven. Anyway, let's just listen to the actual message of Virgin Mary. Thank you.
I will sustain the planet, and I will be able to give to the world what it does not is worthy. That is why I am here as your lawyer, as your intercessor and your mediator. Maybe you may not comprehend what I am talking about, but place my words in your heart and pray with more fervor still, so that God may pour His mercy and not His justice. All that you have done until now has an incalculable value. Everything you have prayed until now was contemplated by the Creator Father. And this goes beyond the material life. For this reason, embrace my words in your heart, even though you may not comprehend it. The third secret of Fatima is approaching. And what the Church has not announced yet, disobeying my request, will be shown to the whole world in an unexpected way from everyone. When God sends a warning to the world, as it happened in Fatima, there is a profound spiritual meaning to humankind. There is no church nor nation that may prevent it. That is why the trust was placed upon the little shepherds, because in such pure souls the presence and the message of God was revealed. But the world decided in its majority to learn through suffering and generate suffering to others. The chalice is overflowing, and the blood of my son that was shed by all must be justified by the praying people of the world in their fidelity and in their absolute unconditionality to the request of God. What do I want to tell you with all this, my children? That I do not come to transmit any fear to your inner worlds, but I want to call your attention upon the events that the world lives today, and in which humanity is completely submerged, especially the most innocent.
Que sus corazones no sean tocados por la ira,
que seus corações não sejam tocados
May your hearts
por la indiferencia,
not be touched
indiferença,
by indifference, by frustration.
que sus corazones,
que seus corações,
principalmente sus vidas,
May your hearts, and especially
sean el
your
ejemplo de
lives,
la oración
sejam o exemplo da
be an
oração,
example of prayer,
y de la fe,
of constancy and faith,
que ha de llegar al mundo en poco tiempo.
para o
for what
mundo em pouco
is to come to the world very soon.
Muchos se arrepentirán por no haber escuchado
Many will repent by not having listened.
en la Sagrada Biblia.
e como foi escrito
And as it was written in the sacred Bible,
Dios por una oportunidad.
muitos baterão em seu peito,
many
Deus por
will
uma
hit
oportunidade.
their chests, crying out for an opportunity.
Por eso antes de ese acontecimiento vino la luna roja
Por isso,
For this,
acontecimento
before
veio o
this
evento,
event,
y la humanidad entera la pudo ver.
e a humanidade
the
inteira
red
pôde vê-la.
moon came,
No
and
era,
all of humanity was able to see it.
Não era acontecimento bonito ou
It
maravilhoso.
wasn't
era el anuncio, el
wasn't
advenimiento, la preparación de la
a
humanidad
beautiful sign. It was the announcement, the advent and preparation of humanity
que se revelarían en este ciclo.
Dos próximos
for the next signs that will be revealed in this cycle.
El último sello del Apocalipsis ya está abierto.
o último selo do Apocalipse já está aberto.
The last seal of the Apocalypse is already open.
La guerra de todos contra todos no cesará.
A guerra de todos contra
The war
todos
of all will not be ceased.
Por eso nuevos mártires vendrán.
Por isso
For this reason, new martyrs will come,
não surgirão,
and they will not come from the church,
sino de los más inocentes,
mas
but from the most innocent ones,
de los que testimoniarán hasta el fin de su vida la presencia de Cristo.
dos que testemunham
those who will testimony
suas vidas a presença de Cristo.
to the end of their lives the presence of Christ,
E nada
Esa
and
es la
nothing
y su credo.
lhes fará mudar
will change their faith and their belief.
Pero no piensen en lo que ellos sufrirán.
mas não pensem
But do not think about what they will suffer,
Piensen en lo que la humanidad aún no ha alcanzado.
mas pensem
but instead think about
que não alcançam
what humanity has not reached,
Y que para el mundo
Yet.
ya no es necesario derramarse más sangre.
e que para o mundo
and that for the world is no longer necessary to shed more blood,
Algunas naciones del mundo
assim como hoje faz
just as some nations of the world do,
injusticia en los inocentes,
caindo a injustiça sobre
falling in injustice upon the most innocent and the most poor,
os pobres.
and the poorest among the poorest.
por eso su fe deberá redoblarse.
That is why your faith
Dobrar
must be doubled.
Su entusiasmo en el compromiso deberá ampliarse.
seu entusiasmo
Your enthusiasm and your commitment must be broadened,
Su fidelidad y obediencia deberá establecerse.
e sua
and your fidelity and obedience must be established.
Porque a pesar de que la tierra tiemble,
porque apesar
Because despite the earth trembles,
deberá ser intocable.
seu equilíbrio
its
deverá ser
balance must be untouchable.
E irrefutable.
inalterável e irrefutável.
Nada los deberá mover del lugar que han conquistado.
Nada
Nothing
do lugar que conquistaram.
will move you from the place you reached in the heart of the hierarchy.
Pero por otro lado, hijos míos,
Mas, por
But
outro lado,
on the other side, on the other hand, children,
en la humanidad
não tudo será
not all will be disgrace in humanity.
deberán volver a ver a los Cristos
deverão voltar a ver os Cristos
You will see the Christs
que uma vez
that
estiveram
once were with my Son,
final despertarán
e que neste tempo
and that
despertarão
para
in
que
this final time will awaken, so that they may finally express their task
su propósito
e e a concretização de seu
and the
propósito.
fulfillment of their purpose.
La llama de Cristo en cada corazón humano resplandecerá.
The flame of Christ in each human heart
Y en el
will
momento
be resplendent,
de la tierra
and in the most acute moment of the earth,
se reunirán
As tribos se reunirão
the tribes will be gathered
desde sus diferentes linajes,
desde suas
from their different lineages,
experiencias,
escolas e experiências
schools, and experiences,
a Dios,
para oferecer
so as to offer God
una única meta,
único
one only path and one only goal,
que es alcanzar la nueva humanidad.
que alcança
that is, to achieve the new humanity.
Tiempo de crecer, hijos míos, y de madurar en el conocimiento.
It is time to grow, my children, and mature in the knowledge,
Profundamente
e de saber
and to know profoundly
que tu participación en el plan de Dios
that your participation in the plan of God
tiene un propósito y una meta
tem propósito,
has a purpose
que sus
and one goal,
no podrán alterar.
suas vidas
that your lives will not be able to change it.
Su adhesión dependerá la salvación de la humanidad.
sua vida
From your adherence, the salvation of humanity will depend on your adherence
y de la entrega de sus voluntades a la voluntad mayor.
e da entrega
and on the surrender of your will to the higher will.
Eso nunca les hará faltar la sabiduría y el discernimiento.
isso nunca fará falta
In this way, wisdom and discernment will not be lacking in you.
Vigilancia
a
Attention
ante los
and
acontecimientos
vigilance
diante dos
before
acontecimentos do
the
mundo,
events of the world.
Hoy una espada de la humanidad atraviesa mi corazón.
hoje uma espada da humanidade atravessa meu coração.
Today, a sword of the humanity goes through my heart,
Lo que recibí una vez,
E a espada mais
and it is
do que a que
the
recebi
most painful
eso
sword
es la entrega definitiva de mi hijo.
quando
that I
soube
received
a definitiva de meu filho.
when I got to know about the definitive surrender of my son.
Las naciones,
Sigam rezando pelas nações,
Continue praying for the nations,
porque si las naciones no está bien, nada estará bien.
porque se as nações
because if nations are not
estará bem,
good, nothing will be good.
Y ustedes deben llegar con sus oraciones al cielo.
vocês devem chegar
And you
com orações ao céu
must reach with your prayers.
Celestial,
You must reach heaven with your prayers, touch the heart of the Creator,
consolar seu espírito.
and,
por tanto,
and comfort His Spirit for so many
Essas recebidas
offenses received.
que se construya en ustedes el espíritu sagrado de la compasión,
que se
May the sacred spirit of compassion be built within you,
porque será la divina compasión
because it will be the divine compassion,
del tiempo
o atributo fundamental deste tempo
the fundamental attribute of this time,
del mundo.
para ver e participar
in order to see and participate in what you will see in the world.
Aunque no esté dentro del plan de Dios,
ainda que não esteja
Even though it's not
de Deus,
in the plan of God, because
porque a maioria dos acontecimentos do
the
mundo
majority of the events of the world
creados por los hombres,
are generated by
são gerados
humans and not
do céu,
by heaven.
por la falta de filiación con Dios,
It is generated by the lack
de comunión
of affiliance with God
comunhão com o alto,
and the lack of communion with the high.
han conquistado el
But
Cristo,
you,
mas
who
vocês
have achieved
encontraram
the inner Christ,
hagan valer esa preciosa presencia
façam valer esta preciosa
May
presença
por todos
this precious presence be worthy for all those who do not value it
si mesmos,
la presencia
in,
del
in
Cristo
themselves,
em si
the
mesmos
presence
do Cristo interior,
of the inner Christ,
en honor
in honor
al nacimiento,
ao
to
nascimento,
the birth,
la pasión,
a paixão,
the passion,
a morte,
the death, and the resurrection of my Son,
vengo a pedirles
tenho-lhe
I come to ask you
que durante 9 días,
que durante
that during 9 days,
antes del comienzo de la Semana Santa,
antes do começo,
before the beginning of the Holy Week,
recen el orandio de la pasión y de la transfiguración de Jesús,
rezem
you may pray the orandium of passion and
para que los cielos
transfigurance of Jesus,
sean
so
llenos
that heavens
de sus oraciones,
may be filled with your prayers,
orações,
a fin de que Dios tenga piedad del mundo
so that God may have piety on the whole world,
y su ira sea calmada,
e sua ira seja acalmada
and his anger may be calmed
por los coros angélicos,
pelos coros angélicos.
by the angelic chorus that accompany me today.
si el mundo entero asumiera este trabajo de
If the whole world
Se o mundo
did this work
trabalho de oração
of prayer truly
en los días de la víspera de la Semana Santa,
da Semana Santa,
on the eve days of the Holy Week,
apesar de
and if they prayed with devotion,
yo vendré a pedirle al mundo
eu virei
I will come to ask the world
nuevamente
novamente
one more time
oración a mi materno e inmaculado corazón,
the consecration to my maternal and immaculate heart,
para que las naciones que se dicen ser poderosas ante Dios
so that those nations who
poderosa
proclaim to be powerful before God,
por intermédio de minha graça
by the intercession of my grace,
y el arrepentimiento total de sus faltas,
may achieve penitence
arrependimento total
and a total,
das faltas.
and
evitaré
they
Isto evitará
may repent.
de una forma
This will prevent my children
de uma forma
that in an expected way
el ángel de la justicia de Dios descienda a la tierra
o anjo
the angel
de Deus
of
descende
the justice of God may descend to earth,
poderoso,
e por ordem do Altíssimo e Todo-Poderoso
and by the Almighty,
el trono de Dios
and by the Almighty's request,
la potencia de mayor,
the power of the throne of God
maior,
en la potencia
The great-
mayor
na potência
in the greatest potency,
de truenos,
de centenas de raios e trovões.
hundreds of brazen thunders.
oraciones,
Mas se
But if your prayers
durante esos 9 días,
chegasse
reach the heavens
su
on
abogado
those 9 days,
advogada
your lawyer and mother
podrá interceder
will be able to intercede
pelo menos
at least
esta parte de la humanidad.
pela
to 1/4
da humanidade,
part of humanity,
já que o resto
because the rest
está definida.
is defined.
Nuestra Señora
Nossa Senhora
Our Lady
el rostro y cerró sus ojos.
abaixou seu rosto e fechou seus olhos.
closed her eyes
Caminamos,
and turned her face down.
vimos,
Assentimos,
With,
contemplamos,
let us feel her and contemplate her in our heart.
la apoyamos,
a apoiamos
Let us support her
e oramos
and pray
interiormente
interiormente
ante su
innerly
presencia.
before her presence.
Mi silencio viene a pedir lo imposible al mundo.
meu
My silence comes to ask
do mundo,
Así
the impossible to the world,
assim como pedi em Fátima.
just as I asked in Fatima.
ustedes,
I come to request from you
que a pesar de los acontecimientos
that despite the events
Acontecimentos
definitivamente se comprometa conmigo
definitivamente se
make a commitment.
a rezar el rosario todos los días,
Make a commitment with me to pray the rosary every day.
no solo por la paz,
não somente
And this time not only for peace,
mas também
but also
intervención
for the
intervenção
intervention
y grandiosa Señora,
de sua
of your
grandiosa
divine and gracious Lady,
da autoridade
del Padre
under the authority of the Celestial Father
de los ángeles.
and all
dos seus anjos.
His angels.
Los hijos de María que hoy se consagrarán se pueden
The children of Mary who will be consecrated today
Que hoje se consagrarão
can stand up
colocar em pé aonde estão.
from where they are.
hijos amados.
Beloved children,
Nunca despreciaré sus aplicaciones.
Nunca desprezarei suas
I will never
Consuelen
despise your prayers.
consolem meu coração todo
Comfort my heart every day with your examples of peace,
de amor
of love,
e oração ao mundo.
and prayer to the world.
Hoy no podré atenderlos directamente,
Hoje não poderá,
Today I will not be able to attend you directly,
mas saiba
but know that my spirit,
inmaculado,
puro e
may
imaculado,
pure and immaculate spirit,
de Dios y de su fuente,
spirit that comes from God and His source.
sus almas para consagrarlos.
hoje está
My spirit is upon your souls to consecrate you.
hoje
Today, the Mother of God
Partir gracias.
não pode entregar graça.
cannot
Dios no lo ha permitido
share graces God has not allowed.
por ustedes, sino por el mundo.
Mas
But it is not because of you, it is because of the world.
a luz de meu coração
The light of my heart
Guiarlos.
sempre
will
irá
always
guiá-los.
Sean mis
ask to guide you. Follow my steps,
E serva e de peregrina,
observer and pilgrim.
eu os abençoo
I bless you and I love you.
de altar.
as flores
The flowers of this altar,
levarão
you will take them with you
Testimonio de mi amor por ustedes.
como testemunho de meu amor por vocês,
as witness of my love for you
famílias.
En el nombre
and for your families. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
piedad ven aquí. Hoy te estoy llamando como en otros tiempos, hija mía.
Today, I call you as in other times, so that you may help me to intercede before God, our Father Creator,
Y por medio de tu devoción
and by means
al Inmaculado Corazón,
of the devotion of my Immaculate Heart, you may cry out
de María cantada,
by means of the Hail Mary, by means of the song Hail Mary,
para que Él escuche
so that the Father may listen to the voice of her server,
canción.
of his server. With this chant and this supplication,
Hoy mi tarea.
we'll have my task finished for today,
Y los espero.
and I await you, and I will await you
8 de mayo.
on the 8th
Fatima,
May in Fatima,
para que ese reino de amor
so that this kingdom of love, peace, and light
su intervención
may impart its intervention to the world. So be it. that you give us.
por cuanto nos das.
Thank you, Divine Mother, for all that you give us. And
This is on YouTube, so you can search it, put it in the search thing and watch this video. Yeah, this is the actual video.